Hi, it's Carrie. In today's 5 Minute Friday, I wanted to walk you through a searching framework that I developed a couple of years ago when I was presenting at a conference, and I wanted to give people who do this kind of work, namely evidence synthesis, a step-by-step approach for how you might tackle an evidence synthesis project, in particular the search. I call my framework ABCDE, so not very exciting. But I want to do a video on each step in this process and make it into a playlist, hopefully to help you as you become a better searcher and an evidence synthesis author. The first step is to assess your topic. So you're going to make sure that the topic you have in mind is reasonable for a systematic review. What kind of systematic review, or should I say what kind of evidence synthesis review, because that's developing even more every day. The second step is to brainstorm your search terms. So once you've decided on your research question and it's firm, then you'll decide what concepts you need to search with to get the evidence that you want to see. And you'll have to keep in mind that we can't use just one search term or two search terms if we want to find everything in the literature and be unbiased. So we're going to have to brainstorm search terms around our concepts so that we can make the best search possible. The third step is to choose where you want to search. Different guidance has different things to say about where you should search for your research topic. The next step is to document your search. This is important, especially based on the Prisma 2020 update and the Prisma search extension. Your searches absolutely need to be documented and submitted along with your manuscript as an appendix or a supplementary file. And it should be more than just one search. It should be all of your searches, that in a way that is reproducible, in a way that someone could look at your search and can get the same results. And the last step, which is really important in any evidence synthesis work, is to evaluate the evidence. So you're going to be taking a look at those studies and trials or other types of publications that you found and using critical appraisal tools to evaluate their quality and methodological rigor. So let me talk to you about where I look when I want to assess my topic. And I'm going to start right here on one of my favorite resources, the Cochrane Handbook. As I say every time I show this resource, this is for anyone doing systematic reviews. You don't have to be doing a Cochrane review to use the Cochrane Handbook. It is seen as really great guidance for anyone doing systematic review type work. So right here under Part 2, Core Methods, Section 2, Determining the Scope and Questions. This is worth a read. It will walk you through some key points. 2.1 gives you a rationale for well-formulated questions. And as you go down, it's going to give you some detail about that and link you out to other guidance that's going to be critical. And I always say, if you're going to do, or if you're planning to do evidence synthesis, well, you should be reading this kind of stuff anyway. You need to prepare for what's coming. And so the Cochrane Handbook is a great resource, but in particular, Chapter 2, Determining the Scope of the Review and the question or questions it will address. Another favorite resource is the JBI Evidence Synthesis Manual. It's recently been updated in 2024, and so some of these pieces are still pending, so you'll see it change a little bit over time, I think. But on the left, you'll see different types of systematic reviews, so note effectiveness, qualitative evidence, economic evidence, etiology and risk, and more. Well, each of these sections is going to guide you through appropriate question types and sometimes even give you a mnemonic. So if we look at section 4.2 under systematic reviews of effectiveness, then over here on the left, section 4.2.2 delves into the review question. Here they've listed the PICO, mnemonic, population, intervention, evidence, comparator, and outcome. And every one of these chapters, if you dig deep enough, is going to have some guidance for you on question development for your evidence synthesis project. The last thing you might do is just kind of make a search on the internet and see what lovely librarians have put out there for you. This is a guide from the University of Minnesota Libraries, They have a section on systematic review and evidence synthesis, identifying the research question with a video, these question frameworks, some of which I've talked about already today. But if you keep scrolling, there are even more question frameworks that might work for you, and further reading linked at the bottom. So that's my advice to you. Step 1, assess your topic. We looked at the JBI Manual for Evidence Synthesis, the Cochrane Handbook, Chapter 2, and then just seeing what's out there on the web from libraries and librarians who are working in the evidence synthesis arena. Stay tuned for more videos on my approach to searching. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.